Welcome to Advocate Today. I'm Aaron Dean. We're learning now that the majority of Texas Governor Greg Abbott's spiked buoys are floating in Mexican territory. That's according to a federal court filing. A survey from the International Boundary and Water Commission found that about 80% of the buoys are on Mexican territory. The U.S. and Mexico are now in discussions on how to proceed. The DOJ is suing Texas to have the buoys removed. North Carolina lawmakers have voted to override the governor's veto of a bill targeting transgender youth. Republicans hold a supermajority in the House and Senate that gives them the votes to approve bills that deal with gender-affirming care for minors, gender identity discussions in schools, and banning trans athletes in girls' sports. In Florida, parents, teachers, and advocates are protesting Department of Education's dismantling of Black History standards. Demonstrators marched to the school board of the Miami-Dade County to express their objections to the new curriculum. The new standards would instruct middle school students that enslaved people develop skills that could be applied for their personal benefit. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis also banned the AP African American Studies course in January, and he has signed the Stop Woke Act to restrict discussions on race in schools, and it prohibits state universities from using state or federal funds for diversity programs. Activist Kollyn Conrad grew up as a queer kid in the Deep South, and Conrad's experience as a target of hate led to the creation of the organization Publicly Private. They help people live as their most authentic selves. Conrad tells me why non-government organizations can have an impact on local communities. Colin, tell us a little bit about how your personal experiences growing up in the South as a queer individual influenced your decision to establish Publicly Private.
Well, as we know, the South tends to be a little bit discriminatory towards the LGBTQIA plus community. And back in the early 2000s, when I was growing up, I could not find any resources to discover my identity as LGBTQIA plus individual. And in order to escape the torment, the bullying, and everything that was suppressing my ability to find my identity, I moved across the United States to California. And from there, I realized that it is my time to help and provide those resources to the community. So we started Publicly Private.
And how does Publicly Private address the lack of resources and support for, the queer community in the South?
So we have three main key resource programs. I would say our key points, though, are convenient and discreet. All our branding is outwardly approachable to anybody for the LGBTQIA plus community. We have three main resource programs underneath the private side umbrella. Private side is like our account setup process that provides a kind of a screening in order to guide you to the resources that you need. But Explore, Venture, and Strengthen. Explore is an online information awareness center that provides revolving topics on culture, community, and health. And then we have Venture, which is an online sexual health resource center. We ship prophylactics, testing kits, baseline prep services. The testing kits screen for STDs and STIs, including HIV. Once a participant receives their testing kit, they ship it back in to the laboratory, and the laboratory provides results via an online portal. They have the option to see a physician if they need to. All testing kits include a consultation. And then we have Strengthen, which is a virtual group therapy sessions that just create a place for affirmation for LGBTQIA plus individuals and allies to discuss their issues.
And you've been working with NGOs for some time. Can you speak to how donations are really, really important to continuing the work that you do?
Well, I think it's kind of everyone always says they're the lifeline, and it's really, really true. We can't continue to do our work without the support financially. You have some stipulations that are put on certain types of funding, whether it's grants or corporate donations. So individual donations, not only do they mean more just because they're coming from someone that actually really, really cares for the cause, they allow the nonprofit to utilize the tools they need from the funding in certain types of scenarios.
And as we talked about earlier, the South is a hotspot for anti-LGBTQ plus bills and rhetoric and things like that. I know you had mentioned earlier that you're, in a totally different state now, but kind of based off of the people that you still know that are in the South, what are they saying the mood is like on the ground there when it comes to everything that's going on?
Well, back at the time we saw the drag bill proposed in Tennessee, there was a lot of fear within the community. There was a lot of fear within transgender individuals, just wondering if whether they would walk the street and be arrested for being who they are. I think that now there is still a huge struggle going on with the transgender health care being taken away. We have some facilities that are saying, we're going to continue to provide no matter what, but we have others that are fearful of the repercussions of providing this life-saving care. And there was kind of a play of the politicians distracting us from what was going on and the attacks on the transgender community with the drag bill. I do think that the community did really a great job of gathering together and supporting each other in order to fight back this legislation that was going on. But unfortunately, things regarding the transgender community still did get passed. So we are hearing of transgender individuals moving out of state or relocating, and or just leaving state, trying to find funds to leave state to receive their care.
And can you also speak to what donations and funding do for an NGO, both in the short term and in the long term, just kind of so our viewers understand?
Yeah, so if I would to relate it directly to publicly private, we have it broken down on our website. So if you donate like $30, that can provide a prophylactic packet to an LGBTQI plus individuals. If you donate $300, that provides a baseline prep kit to an individual. So it's really nice to think about it in that aspect of what is my money exactly going to do and how is it going to help. And I think seeing that and having that connection to, okay, so this $30 is going to provide a prophylactic packet to this amount of users is really great for people to feel like they're actually involved in doing something with the funds that they're giving instead of them just donating and not knowing exactly what it's going to be used for.
And what are some ways that people at home who are watching can get involved in your organization?
Well, the easiest way, I think, for smaller nonprofits to grow is word of mouth. We've seen an uptake. Publicly private is now, I guess, only 14 months old. We launched June 1st, 2022. And just we're on the ground often in the community. We're connected with the local gay bars in the area, as well as the coffee shops and all the places that the LGBTQIA plus frequents. So meeting the people and attending the Pride events and them spreading word of mouth is really helping publicly private personally grow. And that is just really awesome to see that we're connected within the community. That would be the first step, is just sharing. You can always get further involved if the organization offers volunteer opportunities. You can look for those volunteer opportunities based on, maybe your profession. Maybe you are an expert in certain types of marketing that the nonprofit needs aid in, or if you're a high-level CEO or something, you may be able to contribute via the corporate side. Or you could just maybe want to contribute. We allow people to contribute via just sharing their story on Explore. We allow them to just feel a part of the community and express themselves. And that little step of getting involved creates this feeling of acceptance and welcome that every nonprofit should provide for the communities.
Thanks so much for watching Advocate today. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to stream us live, and you can even subscribe on our YouTube channel or the Advocate channel. I'm Aaron Dean.